What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the RAS Project, the show where you will learn how to thrive and grow in every aspect of life and business using real, raw, and 100% no bullshit proven tactics. My name is Ivan Temelkov, and I'm your host. And today's topic is pain and suffering is essential. I want to talk to the business. I want to talk about business and entrepreneurship and shed some light on some things that many of you are misconstruing. We are live on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and also on Instagram Live at this moment. And as always, you can always watch this live version of the podcast at ivantemelkov.com/podcast. So let's get right into it. Let's see. I got a couple of notes here. Bear with me for just a second. If you guys don't get a chance to listen or watch the live show, you can always download the audio version of the podcast on every major podcasting platform. That includes Apple, Google, Spotify as well. I hope you all had a great weekend. This past Saturday, I got to ride the Grants Trail here in St. Louis, Missouri, a trail named after the former president, Ulysses S. Grant. I've been a cyclist for 8 years now. Many of you probably don't know that. And this particular trail, which is a concrete trail, was probably one of the easiest yet most scenic routes that I have been on in the last 8 years, to be honest with you. I got a bird's eye view on the famous Budweiser Clydesdales and a few compliments on my new bike, which I absolutely love. It cost me a pile of cash, as I mentioned previously, but you know what? It wasn't about the money. It was about the investment that I decided to put forth into a new bike. So it was a 26-mile round trip ride that I absolutely loved. And I'm looking forward to doing it again. And before I forget, if you're a cyclist also in the United States, check out traillink.com and their free app. No, this is not a paid promo by any means. It's a great nonprofit that provides map data and insight on all the best trails, including asphalt, concrete, gravel, rock, all around the United States. So if you're an explorer, it's definitely an app worth having on your phone. I was absolutely blown away. Traillink.com, again, and the reason I'm mentioning it is because if you're an explorer like me, you like to venture out, hiking, walking, biking, traillink.com is fucking awesome. It's absolutely fucking awesome. So let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Pain and suffering is essential in business specifically, but it's also true in life. Now, why I want to talk about this today? I want to talk about this today because I want to shed some light on a lot of things that many of you in the social media space are completely misconstruing because you are blindsided by the bullshit and everything else that's going on. All right, so you want to pay attention here. Over the last 5 years, since starting my digital marketing agency, Razor Sharp Digital, I've been cheated, lied to, never paid on time, never paid at all, and everything in between. I shit you not. None of this was voluntary, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, the pain and suffering I'm talking about here is involuntary, but it's a necessary part of building a business. It's not meant to be easy. Building a business is not meant to be easy. If building a business was easy, everyone would have one. Everyone would have one. And the fucked up part, about social media these days is that everybody claims to be an entrepreneur. Everybody is a business owner. Everybody is making money. And that is bullshit. That is bullshit. Now get ready for this. I'm about to blow your mind away by what I'm about to tell you. Over the last 5 years alone, not the other 21, on top of that I've been on the internet, social media, developing websites, doing all kinds of shit in different campaigns. I can count only on both of my hands. Only on both of my hands. All right? That's 10 people. 10 people. The amount of people who I've met that have truly made it. And you know what? These are people who have undergone a serious amount of pain and suffering to get to where they are today. Now, you see, these people that I'm referring to here, what most people see is their exotic cars, their big houses, their large bank accounts, their fancy boats, and every other materialistic thing that in reality has no single fucking merit. You know what most people don't see? Is the pain and suffering that they have endured. Being broke, being homeless, on drugs, in prison. Ladies and gentlemen, pain and suffering is essential to building a business. All right? It's essential to building a business. Now, you can avoid certain pain and suffering, but most of it is a result of the things that you cannot control. The reason I said that you can avoid certain pain and suffering is because when I talk to my clients, and the way I talk to my clients, I don't know anybody in this space that does it the way I do. This is why we're so good at what we do. I talk to them like human beings. I ask them, what are your problems? What is your pain? What are you suffering from? What's prohibiting you from taking your business to the next level? Don't tell me the bullshit that you tell everybody else or the bullshit that you think that I want to hear. No, you tell me what your pain is. What is stopping you from being able to grow and scale your business? All right? And I will tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. We have now entered four different industries that we were completely incoherent in. We have never done marketing for any of these industries. But you know what? We have killed it in the last 90 days. Killed it. You want to know why? It's because when you have a game plan, when you have a proven strategy, okay, it can be multifaceted. It can be used in a lot of different industries and verticals. I know many of the gurus will tell you otherwise, but I'm here to tell you that that's bullshit. And here's the thing. If you don't have high pain tolerance, chances are building a business, being an entrepreneur probably isn't a feasible approach for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I personally choose me. And I know that with such choice come consequences, good ones and bad ones. You know, when people look at me and they say, Ivan, you don't have any money, man. I mean, you're going from, a high, extreme high to an extreme low. Welcome to Entrepreneurship 101. One day, you're the top of the fucking mountain. The next day, you're at the bottom of the valley. That's entrepreneurship, ladies and gentlemen. But you know what the difference is? Is how you handle the journey in between, which is what most people can't handle. So I understand that when there's financial pain because someone didn't pay me on time, didn't pay me at all, and I'm losing thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars. You think it's easy to get out of that? It's not easy to get out of that. It's not easy to sustain. No, I don't have a ginormous line of fucking credit to lean back on. I don't have ginormous amount of fucking savings. But you know what? I have willpower. I have commitment. and nobody and nothing is going to stop me. This is literally what I did in 2020 when I scaled my business to over 6 figures en route to 7 figures. Most people think that I got a shit ton of money in the fucking bank. Ladies and gentlemen, it's chasing the highs and the lows. That's business. That's entrepreneurship. If you are not comfortable with going from I'm winning to, oh, fuck, I'm losing from here to here, you probably shouldn't be an entrepreneur. Because you know what most people say in social media? They say that they have pain tolerance. They say that, you know what? I can take the punches. I can take the blows. No, you can't. Like I said, in the last 5 years alone, I've met 2 hands full of people who literally have been punched in the face many times, punched in the gut, never been paid, cheated, lied to, been in prison, on drugs. I have clients who were on drugs 7 years ago. One of my really good clients. And you know what? They stuck with it. They believed that there was something bigger and better for them. And they kept going. No matter what. So you know what? I got shitty days. I get depressed. I get anxious. But I have found ways to mitigate those things. And that's what you need to learn if you want to be an avid entrepreneur, if you want to be an avid business owner. Making a choice and taking action has consequences. And it comes with pain and suffering, emotional pain, physical pain, financial pain. These are some of the most common types of pain and suffering that modern entrepreneurs endure. You don't think I have emotional pain? Fuck yes, I have emotional pain. I've had emotional pain for the last 90 days. I haven't been able to sleep because even though we went above and beyond for a client, they still haven't fucking paid me. Do you know what that feels like every night? Being able to go to bed and it feeling like you're carrying a giant bag of rocks? But I made that choice. I made the choice to go down that route, and I knew that that route had consequences. I knew that I could control certain things, but there were a lot of things that I couldn't control. I couldn't control the fact that a former client would not pay their bill. And that would create emotional pain. Emotional pain on myself, on my family. You don't think my family struggles? Of course they struggle. But they support me unconditionally, 100%. Every step of the way. Every step of the way. But I made that choice. And you need to understand that making certain choices come with consequences. And only focus on the things that you can control, not the things that you cannot control. Physical pain. On Saturday, as I just mentioned to you, I cycled 26 miles. This past week, I cycled 59 miles in total on my bike. And that's like the bare minimum of what I want to be doing. On Sunday, actually Saturday, when I came back after a nearly 2-hour bike ride of 26 miles, I was sore. My lower part of the body was hurting really, really bad. In fact, I had to focus so much on recovery, hydrating, and eating to make sure that I didn't cramp up, which almost happened on Sunday. So that physical pain impacts my life, impacts my everything, impacts my business, the way I operate. But you know what? Here it is on Monday. I'm ready to go. I'm invigorated. I'm rejuvenated. That bike ride and that time with family this weekend rejuvenated me. It's time to go. Dreams don't wait. Time doesn't wait for anybody. So that's the physical pain, but also the physical pain of how I feel in realizing that someone didn't pay me. Someone lied to me. Someone made a promise that they never delivered on. All that happens every single day, ladies and gentlemen, as an entrepreneur and as a business owner. And financial pain. I mean, what's to say about financial pain? It's all correlated to being an entrepreneur and business owner. You know, I've had people who say, Ivan, why don't you go and work 2 full-time jobs? Okay, well, if I did that, I wouldn't be focusing on my business now, would I? And if I did that, I'd be making just enough money to get by. Ladies and gentlemen, entrepreneurship and building a business is a road less traveled by many. And it's less traveled, or seldom traveled, I should say, by many because many want to be aspiring entrepreneurs, business owners, have big houses, expensive cars, lots of money in the bank account. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? About 1% of those people will ever truly make it. Every single day, I see it in social media. People saying, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and I've had this dream, and blah, blah, blah. 99% of those people never do what they say. It's not easy. It's not easy. But it's a choice that I make. It's a choice that you make as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. And your choices are not going to be favored by many people. And this is the one thing that many of you need to understand. Don't seek validation and approval from your family, from your friends, from your social media friends for the things that you're doing. The only person that needs to be comfortable and have validation behind what you do and why you do it is yourself. Especially in the darkest of times. Especially in the darkest of times. Last week was a difficult week for me. This week is going to be another difficult week for me. Do you think that I'm going to crawl up in a ball in a fucking corner and start moping around and call a pity party for myself? No, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to do what I've always done. Put my head down, leverage my network, talk to some people, help some people. Ladies and gentlemen, entrepreneurship and building a business is really about just helping many people get what they want. Okay? And this is something that you really, really need to understand. And so the question I want to ask you is, are you in pain and suffering? What kind of pain and suffering are you facing? The reason I ask this question is because there's a lot of people. I get people who friend request me on Facebook, on Instagram, LinkedIn every day. And honestly, none of them tell me that they have any pain or suffering. But you know what? I know you're struggling. I know you have pain. I know you're suffering. Maybe you're not where you want to be yet, but you will get there. And I can help you get there. Ladies and gentlemen, the one thing the modern entrepreneur needs to understand, that you need to understand, is that you need to be a lifelong learner. If someone is being very proactive and solution oriented and truly wants to help you, this is literally what I tell everybody. Look, I'm here to help you. Might not have a solution for you, but I'll give you some insight. What you choose to do with that insight, what you choose to do with this information that I shared on this episode right here, that is totally up to you, ladies and gentlemen. That is totally up to you. Nobody is going to serve success on a silver fucking platter for you. And I won't even go down the road of elaborating on what the definition of success means, because most of you don't even know what success looks like for you. How can you hit a target if you don't know what you're aiming at? And that's also a lot of new entrepreneurs, new small business owners. They don't know what they're aiming at. So as a big takeaway out of this episode that I want to share with you is that you need to determine what success looks like to you. Okay? If you're going to be building a business and going down that route, what does success look like to you? And then just chase that relentlessly. That is literally what I have done over the last 5 years. Understand that there's going to be many ups and downs. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs. In fact, you're going to have some days where you're going to feel like what the fuck? No matter what you do, nothing comes to fruition. I have those days, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what I do on those days? I go out and cycle. Last week, there were a couple of days, and those were the days, I think it was Tuesday and Thursday, Tuesday or Friday, on the 2 days that I cycled last week, which, by the way, cycling has been my mental therapy and form of personal development for at least 6 years now. What started out as a fitness journey is now about mental therapy and personal development. But that's just it. You need to figure out how to mitigate the dark times. Because you know what? You know what true warriors do? What successful entrepreneurs do? They figure out a solution to a problem. And ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I know about handful of people who can figure out a solution to any fucking problem. And that takes a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, a lot of trial and error. So that is a takeaway that I want to share with you today. The more pain and suffering you can withstand, the higher your chances are for succeeding in whatever it is that you set your mind to accomplish. And keep going, no matter what. Keep going. Keep doing what you've been doing. I believe in you. You want to know why? It's because there were only a couple of people who truly believed in me. I know what it's like, what it feels like to have people who are in disbelief, want to see you fail. They're waiting desperately for you to fail. And that is something that you, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, need to understand also. There's going to be a lot of people out there who want you to fail. There's a lot of people who desperately want you to fail. But the only person that you should be concerned with is yourself. Look, I love my wife. I love my kids. I love my parents. But at the end of the day, none of them is going to do anything for me. They can provide all the support and encouragement, but at the end of the day, it's up to me to figure it out. And I get people along the way who are willing to help me. But this is why I'm sharing this with you. Become comfortable with pain and suffering. When you do, in due time and hard work, commitment, and resilience, you will get the things that you want. I promise you that. I'm proof of it. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for watching today's episode of The RAS Project. The audio version is going to be available within the next hour on Apple, Google, Spotify. You can check it out. Thank you for everyone. Saw a bunch of comments also that I'm going to address also on social media. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it. Have a blessed rest of your Monday. Have a blessed rest of your week. And until next time, take care. Bye-bye.